You know, fellas, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that this whole fragrance hobby is full of surprises. You know, I've been in the position where I've been able to test and try a lot of different fragrances, and some have really impressed me, especially in how they're perceived by others. There are some fragrances out there that I would think would get a lot of compliments that don't, and there are some fragrances out there that get a lot of compliments when I never thought that they would, and that's exactly what this video is about. We're going over 10 surprising fragrances that have actually gotten me a lot of compliments, way more than I was expecting. So this kind of should be a pretty fun video just to give you an idea that, you know, some of these fragrances, a little bit of a hidden gem here, and if you think that they're not going to do so well, in my experience, they have. So before we jump into this video, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notifications and like this video. I'm putting out videos just like this one about 5 days a week, so hitting all those buttons down there really ensures that these videos show up in your YouTube, so that way you can see them, and it helps out support the channel. And again, that kind of helps you, so I can keep uploading videos, or at least hopefully it helps you. Hopefully my videos help some people out there. So let's go and jump right into this. So enough talking, let's go and jump right into this. Starting off with number 10, this one is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So I really put this fragrance off for the longest time just because I didn't have too much interest in it. People were talking about how it's a great underrated scent for summertime. I just wasn't buying it. I mean, yeah, the note breakdown looked good and people's reviews sounded pretty interesting, but I just really didn't feel like paying for it, and really I just wasn't too interested in trying it. Fast forward to a few months back, I ended up picking up this 50 ml bottle, and as I was testing it for review, I was really getting quite a bit of positive feedback from it, and it really surprised me. You know, the original Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport are both great compliment getters, so I guess it shouldn't have been that much of a surprise to me that this one would do well, because it is a Chanel and it fits within that Allure Homme DNA, which does do very good in terms of compliments. But still, I wasn't expecting it to do as good as those fragrances that I mentioned. And in some cases, it did better. I got a lot more compliments than this one in a day than I've gotten from Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme in a day before. So this one was really killing it for me, really getting me a lot of positive attention, which again, another reason why I was so surprised was because this one doesn't perform the best. It's not awful, but it's not a beast mode fragrance by any means. So number 10 here, Allure Homme Sport Edition Blanche, really impressed me with the compliment factor of this scent. So if you're out there looking for this one, maybe check it out. Coming in at number 9, we have ISSEY MIYAKE Shade of Lagoon. So this is one that I actually just reviewed on the channel, and it really has done pretty well over my period of testing it. I was expecting to do okay. I figured it was going to get at least some positive attention, or people would at least not hate it, but I really got some good positive feedback from this scent, more so than I was expecting for sure. If you haven't watched that review and you don't really feel like it, just to give you a basic idea of here, this one is kind of like an aquatic sauvage. So it has that popular ambroxan note and a little bit of a marine quality as well. So it does smell fantastic, that nice citrus ambroxan marine, kind of like BVLGARI Aqua Atlantique. It doesn't smell like that, but it does fit into that same category. So really a solid one here. Pulled me a lot of compliments. You know, it does perform good, it does smell great. And if you're out there looking for kind of an underrated compliment getter scent, definitely check this one out. It is a new release, but I do carry it on my website, chaosfragrances.com. You can check it out there for a great price. Again, this one did a lot better than I was expecting, coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 here, we have Parfums Vintage Sillage of Unicorns. Really shocked me here with this one, boys. This, for those of you who don't know, is like a mixture between Baccarat Rouge 540 and Millésime Imperial. So that's definitely quite the interesting mix. On one hand, you have Millésime Imperial, which is very citrusy, fresh, marine, like sea salty, like a salty watermelon people talk about. And then you have Baccarat Rouge 540, which is very sweet and like almost like latex glove smelling. Anyone who has smelled it kind of will know what I mean by that. But they're really completely different fragrances, but they mix together in this fragrance, and it has done really well for me, I gotta say. I was really surprised, but it has pulled me some good compliments. This kind of smells like a Pez candy when I first spray it. Anyone who's familiar with Pez, you'll know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But that's kind of what I get from this scent. And going back to what I've said multiple times in videos, you know, when you mix a nice fresh fragrance with a sweeter fragrance, typically you're going to get a fragrance on your hands that is really good when it comes to getting compliments. And again, this kind of proves my theory right here. With this scent, you have nice fresh Millésime Imperial and sweet Baccarat Rouge 540. So any sort of fragrance that mixes fresh and sweet together typically will do well with compliments. And so again, this one really surprised me. I got a lot of good feedback from this scent, and I was not expecting to. When I was wearing it and testing it for my review, I was a little bit nervous, I must say. I was a little bit skeptical. I'm like, I don't know how many people are actually going to like this. I don't know if people are going to think it smells weird, because for me personally, I was a little bit thrown off to it as well when I first tried it out. But at the end of the day, this one did really well for me, and it's grown on me a little bit to the point now where I can kind of appreciate this mixture, and it is pretty cool. So that's number 8, Sillage of Unicorns. Coming in at number 7 here, we have GUERLAIN L'HOMME IDL Cologne. So this is another newcomer to my channel within the past couple months or so. I've picked this one up, done a review on this one you can check out for more information. But this stuff really surprised me. This was another one that a lot of people were talking about, saying it's a really great summer fragrance, really underrated, one that a lot of people should check out. And again, for a while there, I wasn't buying it. You know, again, I looked at the notes, didn't look too interesting to me, it didn't really stick out, so I just put it off. Fast forward to whenever I picked it up a few months ago, I tried it, and at first I wasn't a big fan, but as I wore it, I really started to like it, to the point now where I really appreciate the scent, and I can definitely see why it got so much hype and why so many people love it. And I'm not just talking about people in the fragrance community loving it, I'm talking about people outside the fragrance community, because this one has gotten me a lot of compliments as well, way more than I was expecting. You know, this does smell really nice. It's got a nice creamy lemon scent, so, you know, I didn't think people were going to dislike it, but overall, the response I've gotten from this fragrance has been very good. A lot of people have really loved this scent on me. Anyone out there who has been sleeping on this one for a while and you want something that is different, something that's nice and unique for summertime, and that has really good compliment factor, definitely check out L'HOMME IDL Cologne. This one has really killed it, and you know, I see why a lot of people love it. Coming at number 6 here, we have BVLGARI Aquamarine. Oh, I bet you thought I was going to say Aqua Atlantique, huh? No, boys, not today. We're not talking about Atlantique. I've talked about that one a lot on the channel, and that one was no surprise in terms of getting compliments. But Aquamarine, this one really has surprised me. You know, when I first smelled this one, I knew right away that this was a true aquatic scent. Just smelling it now, you know, I'm like, wow, that really does smell like the ocean. It smells like the beach. It's got this nice seaweed accord with some saltiness, some nice citrus up top. So definitely an aquatic fragrance through and through. Definitely not for someone who doesn't like aquatics. So because of that, I wasn't expecting to get that many compliments from it. But at the end of the day, when I was wearing it out during my testing and stuff, this one did really well for me. Definitely a surprise here, coming in at number 6, Aquamarine. So if you're wanting to check this one out, but you're kind of nervous, thinking that it may be disliked by a lot of people, from my personal experience, that was not the case. I got a lot of great compliments from this. Of course, like with all these, skin chemistry plays a role. How you carry yourself and how you dress plays a role. So I can't guarantee that you'll get the same results that I have, but I can just say and give you my personal experience that these fragrances have worked. And again, with this one here, this one has worked really well. All right, guys, at number 5, halfway through, we're almost done. We got Original Penguin Premium Blend. So this is a really fantastic, cheap fragrance that I've had in the collection for a little over a year now. I believe I got it last summer, and it's really been a nice one to have. You're at around the $20 price point for this one, which is really good for a 100 ml bottle that's very heavy. This is probably, to be honest with you, one of the heaviest bottles in my collection, if not the heaviest, and this bottle is about halfway full right now. It's very solid glass, really heavy duty bottle that you could break a window with this easily without even probably having to throw it that hard. So Penguin Premium Blend, it's nice citrus driftwood fragrance, really is something different, especially for the price. Typically in this $20 price point, there's a car going by, so I apologize for that. You're not going to get something that is all that unique or, you know, interesting. You're going to get something that is pretty generic. And while this one does have a slightly generic feel to it, it's not full-on generic. It's not full-on, you know, something that you've smelled everywhere else. It does kind of have that vibe, but it is something different as well, and it's gotten me a lot of compliments. Definitely way more than I was expecting, which is why it's breaking us into the number 5 spot, Penguin Premium Blend. Coming in at number 4, we have DIOR Homme Eau. So this, really, I've been talking about this on my channel for a long time, and if you guys haven't picked this one up yet, highly recommend you just do it right now. Pause the video, go to my website, chaosfragrances.com, link down below, and purchase this for yourself, because this stuff is awesome. Really underrated scent. Has gotten me so many compliments, and it's one that in the beginning really surprised me just because of the note of iris. And you know, for those of you who don't know, it's like a powdery scent. It's like a powdery type of note, and a lot of people will say that it does smell feminine. Iris is used here in this fragrance, but not to the extent that it is in DIOR Homme Intense or DIOR Homme or Valentino Uomo Intense, fragrances like that. It's more of a fresh, light iris. But in the beginning, when I first got this scent and I saw that it had iris in it, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work. You know, if it's gonna get people saying it smells like a woman or what. I didn't know. I knew when I smelled it, it was pretty masculine, but I still wasn't for sure. Once I started wearing the scent, though, it really impressed me. It really shocked me, and it's gotten me a lot of compliments. Nice, clean, soapy, fresh scent. The iris in this is phenomenal, and the citrus along with that and a little bit of a spicy kick really just creates something that, in my opinion, is very unique, very underrated. I know people typically talk about Prada L'Homme more than DIOR Homme Eau. I personally prefer this one. This is going to be my choice every time. Really, really awesome stuff. If you're looking for a nice office scent to wear that's going to pull you compliments and be, you know, really inoffensive and nice and clean, but also masculine and upscale, definitely check this one out. Or even if you're in high school and you want to smell different than everyone else who's wearing, you know, like Axe and stuff like that, or Nautica Voyage or something, you want to smell different. Even though you may be young, you still want to smell like you know what you're doing and you got a really good fragrance on your hands, definitely go with this one, guys. DIOR Homme Eau really, really impressed me. All right, coming in at number 3 here, we have Coach Platinum. So I've had this one for a while as well, and in the beginning, when I first got it, I wasn't too sure what to expect. I mean, I knew it smelled good, kind of had this like vanilla mixture with Sauvage and Coach type of DNA, which is really unique, but I wasn't too sure how well it would do in terms of compliments, you know, because of course Coach and Sauvage, that type of DNA is pretty popular, but I wasn't sure if adding this vanilla and tweaking the DNA was going to make it as good or even better than Coach and Sauvage. But I have to say, this stuff really kills it, especially in the fall with that nice vanilla in the cool air. Phenomenal scent, smells absolutely incredible. I love that vanilla in there. Of course, I am a big fan of that fragrance note, so that's part of the reason why I love it so much. But people around me love it as well. They really eat this up in the fall. It just works really well. So coming at number 3, again, another really affordable scent carried on my website, and if you haven't tried this stuff, you have to. All right, coming down to the end here, boys. Number 2, we have XERJOFF 40 Knots. So this is one that I've wanted to get my hands on forever, and I waited and waited, was trying to find a bottle of it, really couldn't locate one, and I knew I wanted to get this older bottle style, and eventually one popped up on Facebook, and I saw it, and I got there quick, and I picked it up. Really glad I did. 40 Knots is a very unique marine scent, and in fact, I almost struggle with calling it a marine fragrance just because, you know, it's not an aquatic, okay? It's not something that smells like you're on the beach or on the ocean. So anyone out there who is interested in this scent, don't picture like an aquatic fragrance, like for example, aquamarine or Aqua de Jo, any sort of basic aquatic scent like that. And I don't mean basic in a bad way. I mean basic as in smelling like an actual ocean or just smelling aquatic, right? Don't compare this to those types of fragrances. You really have to smell this one and just kind of make the judgment for yourself. I do still kind of consider this one a marine scent, but not like a full-on marine scent, if that makes sense. This is very sweet and it's got a ton of depth to it. It's very woody, and to me it's just hard to describe. It just smells so good though. Again, it's got a lot of complexity, a lot of character to it. And when I first smelled it, you know, I wasn't too sure. I'm like, you know, I love the smell, my girlfriend likes the smell, but I don't know in general how well this is going to do in terms of other people liking it. But I gotta say, this stuff, again, really killed it. A lot of people were, you know, really blown away with this on how it smelled, and I can kind of see why. You know, it's not your typical fresh, like marine type of scent, right? It does have a lot of a sweetness to it, and it's really something that makes you smell just more mature and just kind of smells more luxurious, I guess would be a good word to use. I guess that'd be a perfect word, actually. This scent just smells luxurious. And finally, we're down to number 1. We've got Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. Yet another newcomer to my channel this summer, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the scent. It was one that I knew I wanted to pick up when I saw it come out on Fragrantica, just a matter of when I could get it for a good price. And once I did, I was very impressed with the scent. Once I started wearing it out and testing it, compliments were rolling in. People really, really like this scent. And this is another one that does have iris in there, but it's not, you know, like powdery, and it doesn't smell very sweet and feminine. It's used just a little bit in here, mixing with the citrus, and it just smells very, very nice, and is one that has a lot of mass appeal to it. Definitely a very unique citrus fragrance, and probably one of my favorite releases of this year, and one of my favorite pickups of this year. Really, really impressed with this one. I've been super happy with it. Coming in at number 1, my most surprising compliment getter, Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. So guys, that was pretty much it. Let me know down below in the comments which fragrances surprised you the most in terms of getting compliments. And that's pretty much going to do it for this one. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a night post. That's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.